Hi there. Hey, Billy. I guess I'm live. Can you hear me? How's the sound? Are you able to hear me okay? Testing, testing, testing. I'll wait for somebody to reply there and see if you can hear me. How is everything in Rancho Cordoba? Hey, how you doing? Thanks for joining. Nice to see you, Mel. How's everything in Bye Bye? Are you all right? I was thinking about doing a silent live stream, Mel, like you did. I like that idea a lot. It's okay, really great. Okay, thanks, Mel. Hey, what I was going to talk about today is how to get money from the United States over to the Philippines. Oh, wait, what? You're coughing and feeling cold. I hope you're not sick from, the situation going on there in Bye Bye City. I hear a lot of people are getting sick. And Coach Mavs, my brother, Coach Mavs, texted me yesterday and said that he was struggling, with the side effects of getting the Moderna booster. And so I hope he's going to be okay. I hope you're not sick because you're suffering from something like that. Oh, I see. Okay, it's because you always do the live stream silent so that you could for your watch hour. Okay, I understand. What's the weather like in Bye Bye right now there, Mel? Oh, hey Mel, I have my 3-in-1 here. I'm enjoying. Sure. How do you set up moderators? So a couple of people like Sammy set me up as moderator, and I'm really new at this, so I'm looking around on my screen. I'm trying to figure out how do you assign somebody to be moderator? Do you know how to do that? Can you explain how to do that? Maybe I can figure it out here. Yeah, it's hot there, and then rainy, then hot, then rainy. After a while, that definitely is gonna get to you, and you're gonna end up being sick. I'm sure. So yeah, I'm not sure how to set. I'm looking at my screen here. I'm looking at StreamYard, and I can't figure out how to uh, set you up as a moderator. But I'll go watch a YouTube video. Okay, let's see. Let me see. Just click my name and push it and click the add moderator. Click on your name. Click on your name. Oh, wait, whoa, wait, whoa. And add moderator. Oh man, I'm telling you, I don't see. I click on your name, but it doesn't say add moderator. Press my name and click. Nope, still nothing. Yep, still nothing. I'm not sure how to do that. I did, yeah. I did, and then all it does is make my screen bigger. So I'm not sure what I need to do. I'm so new at this, having issues. Is it over at the side? Is it far right on my screen? Or did I set you up as moderator already? Just hold it tightly. I don't know how to explain it. Okay. Click. Yeah, see, I'm not able to do it for some reason. All right, well, I'll watch a couple of tutorials and I will figure out how to do that. I was thinking about it before I went live. I was thinking about how to make somebody a moderator of the channel. So, but I click on it, I click on your name, and all it does is it expands my screen out and makes it bigger, makes it full screen on my computer screen. So I'm not sure what I'm doing right or not doing wrong. And so also, do the number of subscribers have anything to do with this? Like I have less than 1,000. So I'm just wondering if I need more subscribers in order for them to give me more options on what I can do in the live stream. So anyway, I'll watch a couple of tutorials on YouTube later, and I will figure out how to work this thing sooner or later. It's slow. It's a slow, very slow learning process. Should come natural to me, but it doesn't. It doesn't really. So. Okay, shouldn't you be sleeping though, Mel? Isn't it kind of late in the Philippines right now? I think there it must be like 12:30 or something like that, 12:30 p.m. So I'm thinking people should be resting. Let's see. Yeah, I see the three dots come up, when I click on your name, and I'm not sure what that. And then there's a star. Anyway. Thank you, Mel. Oh, I really appreciate that, Mel. If you could send me a short video, you can train me. You've already been so helpful. Mel, I just wanted to say I truly appreciate you, for helping me out, especially build the subscribers on the channel. That's really something special. I really, truly appreciate it. Sammy, oh, you're up. What are you doing up so late? How come you're not sleeping now? I would think you would be resting your eyes already. Mel was just trying to teach me how to make her a moderator. You made me a moderator on your live the other night. I started thinking, how do I do that? I don't even know how to do that. So I'm going to have to go. Mel said she's going to send me a short video that shows me how to do it. Yeah, I had to change. Yeah, that's right. I'm just trying to figure out still how to eliminate the shadows in the background, stuff like that, but I'm in a small apartment, my studio is the corner of the living room. It's kind of funny, but I mean, I laugh about it when I think about it. I got all this junk. If I were to show you, if I were to turn the camera around and show you this small apartment, it's got all our junk into it. It's all everywhere. I mean, it's scattered everywhere. You would laugh because you see the Balikbayan boxes that we're packing, getting ready to send over to the Philippines. That's kind of how the way that we're going to be moving our stuff. Hey, by the way, Minnie and I, we only have like 6 months more to go, before we start heading that direction. I don't know if we're going to be able to get into the Philippines so easily, but that's what we're planning on doing. So we're moving everything through the LBC boxes. I will queue on. Oh, you must have set your notification button. Yeah. Sorry about that. Let's see who's joining us. Oh yes, hi. How are you? I keep looking at your name. I'm trying to figure out how you pronounce that. Is that I don't want to mispronounce your first name. So it looks like we have a name in America. It's like Sheila, and so if you pronounce that, it's spelled that way without the N on the end of it. So sometimes I'm thinking it's Sheilan or Sheelan or something like that. So I'm not sure about that. Good morning to you. Or in your case, well, actually, it is morning there in the Philippines, right? Is it? It's early in the morning. I'm surprised that you're up. I'm surprised you're up so early. I thought everybody would be sleeping. I thought no one would show up because everybody would be sleeping already. You click your live stream there, then top of the profile and the person that chat, then you could see the lower part, add moderator. Okay, so do I minimize the screen? Do I minimize the chat screen that I'm in and go into YouTube, or do I push a YouTube button? Yeah, because I'm afraid I will mess up the live stream. I'm afraid of this machine a little bit. Oh, it's 10:32. I thought it was later than that. I thought it was already past midnight. I guess I have my times all messed up. Usually we have clocks in the living room, and in our house, when we had our house, we had different clocks set up so that we could see Philippine time, Europe time, kind of like that. We could see what time it was all over the world. And so that's how come I always get mixed up with the time. But I think there's like a 3-hour difference in time from United States. If it's morning here at 6:30, like it is now, then I thought it was 4 hours, but you're saying it's 3 hours difference in time there. But hey, your island got hit pretty bad by the typhoon, didn't it? Oh, you sent me. All right. Let me see what I got here. I got everybody helping me, but sometimes you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make them drink. After a while, the brain shuts down. I haven't set up Dan's retirement journey yet on the Facebook, but I have set it up. It's set up under my name. It's set up under my birth name, Dan Herrera. But the thing is, I'm getting so many requests to add friends from the Philippines that I'm not sure. You have to, I don't know. Does it let you send a message or something in there that says that says who it is. You know, hi Dan, this is Sammy from YouTube or something like that. I'm just wondering about that. There you go. I think it's you know, I have hard time walking and chewing gum at the same time. Mm. Yeah, still I'm not having any luck with this moderator thing. Hey, I'll take a look at that. I'll take a look at that video later and then we'll figure it out. Just press my name hard and the choices will enter and just click add moderator. Yeah, I've tried it. I can't get it. Right click if you want to add moderator. Right click. Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff comes up when I right click on the name, but it doesn't say add moderator. So I think I'm useless on this thing. Add page to collections, blah 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 blah. Cast media to device. Let's see. Yes, I will try. I will. Hard click. I know I've been. Yes, yes. I can't be helped. You guys are helping me, but you guys are trying to help me, but I'm not having any success. All right. Kuya, too easy in the phone. Okay, I got my phone. Go to your YouTube channel and your stream. Okay, let's see. This is fun, you know, because I'm learning. You guys are teaching me how to do it. The YouTube community. All right, so I'm firing up YouTube on my phone, going to my channel. All right, so let's see what happens here. Okay, now I'm in my live stream. The top, let's see, then top of the name of the person you like to moderate. Okay, but how come it's not showing me who's on chat? It's just showing this screen and then I can't see the names of the people that are there. So what do I need to do next? I see myself. Oh, okay. I see. I didn't expand it. It's just showing that I'm live, but it doesn't show me. It doesn't show me. I had to go to the live chat box. Okay, then you say, all right, I'm sticking with you. I'm sticking with you, Sammy and Mel. Then go to the live chat. Then tap the name of the person you want to add as moderator. Yay! Success! Success! Thank you so much. I'm so happy. That's outstanding. I love it when I learn something. Hey, you guys didn't give up on me. I really appreciate that. That should have worked, right, you guys? Let me know if it worked. Oh, yeah, yeah. That was wonderful. Thanks for sticking with me, you guys. Yay! You guys ought to be proud of yourselves for sticking with me on that. You know, that's funny. Oh, man. Listen, listen. Life's exciting, but I got to tell you something. That was pretty exciting to go through that exercise. So now I kind of know why some of the YouTubers, I see that they have their phones with them when they're doing live stream, and you know, and plus they could do research on their phone if they want to talk about something. Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that. Is it so? Is it Sheilin or is it Shaylin or Sheelan? Something like that. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if one of those pronunciations is the right one for your name. Yeah. Oh, I know. I've seen a lot of the spam. As a matter of fact, since you brought it up, Melanie, I saw some spam on one of your live stream, and then you made it invisible, something like that. And so I'm not sure what's going on in the live stream, but apparently it was like Russian. It was in Russian, you know, and then it you know, it had a link inside there. Oh, okay. It can, okay, I gotcha. Thanks, Sammy, for that information. I'll be careful. Sammy, oh yeah, drop your link. Definitely. Definitely drop your link in there. Believe me, I am not even comfortable doing that part either, dropping a link inside there. Oh, okay. Oh, great. Okay, so one of the ways I pronounce it, that's the way you pronounce your name. Because we have the name Sheila in America, you know, is a common name. And so I'm just wondering if your name is Shilan or Shilan. That's a very beautiful name, you know, and so I'm impressed with it. I'm impressed. I like the name. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I'm not sure where that link leads you. The one that I saw on your live stream. I'm just wondering if that's they're trying to I don't know, send you to a you know, some kind of website, pornographic website, something like that. Sammy, I love your YouTube channel. I think it's wonderful. And it doesn't surprise me that people have, that people are generous. And I've been trying to explain that we've entered into this period that's where we're a global economy is established, and mostly it's because of the internet. Because the internet gives people reach. And there are a lot of people out there that they practice this thing. It's called, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this before, but it's called reciprocal altruism, and I believe in it with all my heart. So reciprocal altruism in the YouTube community is, a lot of people understand how it works, and basically it has to do with, if you give blessings, blessings will come to you in return. And I've always believed in that, and it's always worked for me. I've always benefited from it, and so I practice it. Even I have just a little bit to share. I'm more than happy to share with people if I can. Of course, we all have obligations to our friends and our family. Usually they're first in line for help, but thing is, I made sure that I set aside a little bit that I can share throughout the month, with people in the YouTube community. And when I found all of you people through the algorithm, and it was very exciting for me. I got to tell you, it was very exciting. I love the way the algorithm works for YouTube. You're shy? What? You're very comfortable behind the camera. I'm the one that's having the problem. You could always tell that I'm nervous. You're very comfortable, and people understand you and they relate to you very quickly. That's what I find that's fantastic about your channel. The thing that's exciting is that you're welcome, Sheila. The thing that I find that's so exciting about this new platform is that, I mean, it's not really new, but how you utilize it is relatively new. And the thing that's exciting about it is oh no, I hope you're not sick with the crud, with the Omni crud. I really am worried about that, Mel. I'm really worried about that. I mean, because as that Omni crud stuff is just sweeping through Bye Bye City Lake right now. Yeah, you have to be well, but at least it's not as serious as the first virus that came by. We're grateful for that, but people are still they're still suffering from that, and there's still death from that. Yeah, and the thing is, Sammy, you posted something about um, some person on. I think you put it on your. I'm not sure if you put it on Messenger or what, where you were showing some kind of conversation that you were having with some foreigner someplace, and they were being very nasty. And I don't know where people get the idea that they can do that, at least without getting your permission first. But they people make all kinds of assumptions about how people are, and it's challenging, But I think I was shocked when I read it. I was shocked. I tell you the truth. Yeah, Negros Oriental suffered so badly, so terribly in the typhoon. I don't know how it is now. I know that a lot of damage happened in Bye Bye City, but fortunately, they didn't get hammered the way that Negros and other places got hit. I've seen a few of the TikToks. I'm not sure how the TikTok works yet. I'm gonna have to get my wife to post some TikTok videos. There you go. Yeah, that's right. So if you guys don't know, the way my wife explains it to me is that uh, Mel's husband. Hey, Mel, by the way, where is your husband? Is your husband in Saudi? I just added someone that with your last name, and I was just wondering, is he working overseas? But yeah, so the way it works, my wife explained to me is it is the is it a cousin of hers? It's your husband's is anyway, your husband's cousin is my wife's. They refer to them as being niece. And so I get confused as to the relationship thing in the Philippines. But yeah, my wife said that they're related to my wife. My wife said yes, absolutely. Yeah, in your messenger, you outed him, I thought you did the right thing. That'll put that foreigner in his place. I thought it was totally out of left field, that they would want to have that kind of conversation with you, especially if they weren't invited, if they weren't invited to have that kind of conversation with you. See, I don't know much about TikTok. Like I said, I'm kind of a beginner when it comes to these the social media thing. I'm just starting to feel my way around, and see how the whole thing works. So TikTok is the most stress reliever, and so I think that I know my wife has asked me about it because she doesn't have a TikTok um, platform, but she was asking me she's asking for my guidance to see if we could figure it out together. Okay. Oh, he's in the Philippines. Oh, okay. All right. Do you have somebody do you have a relative in Saudi with the same last name? Oh, okay. He's working at the Magnolia Company. Because I added somebody, I thought it was your husband. I'm not sure. Yes, I definitely will. I definitely will be texting you for help. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Yeah, and so thing is, I had that happen to me, by the way. So I have a lot of relatives, of course, in the Philippines, my wife's relatives, and then you have people that for some reason, because they think you're a foreigner and you added them, that they could take liberties by starting to have conversations of a very, shall we say, at a personal level, and they don't know me, so they make a lot of assumptions. that because I added them as a friend that that I'm interested in something more than just friendship, if you will. And I don't understand that. I don't understand why that happens. But I'm telling you, Mel, I don't know about the dancing part because I haven't seen you dance, but you can sing. I love listening to you, even if you're just humming a tune in the morning. When you go live and you're singing a song, you're humming a song or something. I really enjoy it. You have a very, very good voice. Yeah, teasing the haters is kind of fun. I had my own troll for a little while, and I was thinking to myself, "Oh my gosh, I have my own troll. I have a pet troll." Really, I thought it was really funny. Hey, you know that you're getting the attention of somebody when you have your own pet troll. Oh, okay, I see. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, I understand. Well, a lot of relationships are like that, so even here in the States, very, very few people are actually get married. They more or less set up household and they start having a family and those types of things. I'm not really sure why that happens that way. I was single for many, 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 many years, before I met Minnie. So I think that that's just part of the American culture these days is to wait a long time before getting married. And if you have a bad relationship, there's oftentimes people wait a long time before they go searching around for another partner. And for me, it was like 12 years. It was a long time. Actually, that's how I ended up in the Philippines. Yes, absolutely. A beautiful voice. Oh, you probably have realized that anyway, but I'm not telling you anything people haven't already told you. I'm sure. Hey, so Sammy, explain to me, why is there so much backstabbing that goes on? That's what I'd like to know, especially amongst the YouTube community. I was just thinking about that today. I was thinking that there's so many disagreements and fights going on in the YouTube community. And I really don't understand it because really everybody should be working towards a common goal, and but they're fighting with each other, sometimes. I don't know if it's jealousy or what's going on. Okay, bye, Sammy. Thanks for joining. We'll see you next time. We'll see you on the live stream. Oh, I know. That's like every girl's dream, every woman's dream, I think. Yeah, wearing the gown and walking down the aisle. Hey, by the way, Minnie and I, we haven't done that yet. I'm sure that I mean, we're married, but it was by going down to the courthouse and just filling out the paperwork and then having a very simple civil. They call it a civil ceremony, not the ceremony they have like in the church. Yes, absolutely true. Hey, Randall, how are you? Nice to see you. Thanks for joining the stream. Hey, I was going to talk about a little bit about how we get money, from the United States over to the Philippines. And then we just started talking to my Filipino brothers and sisters. But it's a topic that definitely needs to be explored because I'm very confused about which way to go. I'll tell you the truth. Here's what I originally had planned. What I originally planned was to use Citibank because they have Citibank branches in Cebu and they have one, I believe, in Makati. So the whole thing got all turned upside down. Oh, plus one of my other places, Thailand. Things got things got all twisted around because Citibank they're selling off their Asian assets and concentrating most on their institutional businesses. So there you go. My plans got dashed. Yeah, I'd used Citibank when I traveled over there in the Philippines before. It worked out fine. The ATM machine, no charge for transactions. All I had to do is let them know in advance that I was going to be there, and I had no problem whatsoever accessing money. But now it's a whole new ball game. And I've been watching YouTube videos, and they seem to be going a certain direction as far as the money transfer thing goes. Oh, I get what's going on, Sammy. They think that your picture is edited. I see. No, no, no. That's you. They don't know. Yeah, you need some 3-in-1. Yeah, I'm gonna send you some. Why is it so cold there, Mel? I'm just kind of curious. Why is it so cold right now? Has it been that cold before? I mean, I know it's rainy season over there, but why so cold? Usually it's rains, but it's warm. It's warm rain. Good night, Sammy. We'll see you on the live. Randall's been one of my early subscribers there, Mel. I really appreciate him. Oh, a civil wedding. Yeah, a civil wedding, you still get to wear the gown, and they have in here in Sacramento, they have like a chapel that's set up that has, it has an altar, and you go up there, and the person that's been sworn in by the state, they're the one that do the ceremony. And then it's about, I don't know, it's about a half hour, real quick ceremony, and you invite some friends. Maybe you're allowed to have 10 friends in there or something like that. But it's still nice. I have pictures that looks like a regular wedding, but it's just, condensed version. They call it civil ceremony. Yes, we love you too. Yeah, and that's what the common thread is to use Wise. And so I think what you do, correct me on this, Randall, don't you sign up for Wise and you connect it to your bank account? So what I was thinking is I don't really want to close all the bank accounts here in the States. I want to keep them open, but someone said you could use Wise and use Wise in the Philippines to transfer money. Now, the question is, do I have to transfer it through Wise to a bank account, or can I send it to like LBC or some other service and send it to myself and then just go pick up the money? That's the question that I have about it. Or other suggestions, of course, suggestions have involved using Charles Schwab, which I think who's Charles Schwab? Is that a Bank of America company where you can combine an investment account with the bank account, and then you can use the debit card overseas in any ATM machine? Hey, you know what? By the way, Mel, I just want to let you know you have a very friendly presence on the live stream, in your YouTube. So look at me. Part of my thing is I have to, you have to get to know me. Getting to know me, you know, you have to get to know me, and once you get to know me, you know, everything is fine. But to know me is to love me, as I say. I think that's what I was reaching for. And so, but I have a very mean looking face, you know, and so people say that as nice of a person as I am, or they have characterized me that way, that I need to smile more and see like that. And then people will it'll be a better first impression, people say. Yeah, thank you, Mel. You have done such a great job, a fantastic job of causing the algorithms to go a certain way, to go my way. I'm just wondering how you learned how to do that. So I think we need to chat offline later, and I really, really want to learn how you figured out how to make the algorithms, the YouTube algorithms, go a certain direction and lead people to my channel. I know you have a lot of dedicated sponsors and subscribers, and you're brilliant. You know, you're just very brilliant. Okay, so you draw the funds directly from checking. Can you send it anywhere, like a bank account to Western Union to LBC? Oh, with Landmark. Okay. Oh, with Land Bank. Okay, I get it. Okay, I'm getting it. So maybe the idea is once Minnie and I end up in the Philippines, once we get there, make sure we have plenty of cash and then open up the bank account and then start utilizing the bank account for transferring money. You're welcome, Mel. Sure. Yeah, we will. We will. That is, if you don't mind meeting up at the Dunkin' Donuts in the Prince Mall, that's probably where we'll be hanging out. You know, for some reason, somebody said something like, "Oh, Dan, don't become one of those expat coffee addicts that hangs around the Dunkin' Donuts in the Prince Mall." Well, no, I don't plan on being there all the time. But usually in the past, we usually either hang out downtown or the one in Prince Mall, only for maybe an hour just to see how everybody's doing, and then we go on our way, you know, because you know most of us are busy and we have things to do. My wife, oh yeah, we love each other very much. We've been married 16 years so far, and we just got lucky, I guess. You know, I mean, relationships over here, because I've been married a couple of times. I don't mind sharing that with you. They didn't last for very long, and generally speaking, relationships over here, married relationships, don't last very long here in the States. Jessa, thank you so much. I appreciate you joining the live stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Shout out, shout out to Jessa. You guys are welcome to drop your link to your YouTube channel. That anytime. Feel free. Oh yeah, I've been there a lot of times, you know. So I think the reason why, you know, Dunkin' Donuts is because I worked there when I was a kid. I worked in the Dunkin' Donut when I was a young adult, and um, they hired me. I used to live in Los Angeles, and I was in went to school there in LA, and they were recruiting uh, new managers out of Los Angeles one time. They weren't even in California at the time, and hired me, and we went to. They sent me to Boston, Massachusetts, where Dunkin' Donuts was founded, and it's a long story, but that's probably why I have a nostalgic kind of thing going on. Yeah, 16 years. It's pretty amazing, but thing is, 16 years and people are still telling me, they're she's going to leave you once you get to the Philippines, blah blah blah. She's going to find a younger man, and that all that. I get that all the time from people. Even today, all these years later, people that know me will still say, yeah, probably won't last much longer. I just laugh at them. I just don't understand it, really. Oh, you have some info for me. And you'll never use after being scammed out of 1,200 that you got back, but a major hassle. Oh, okay. So here's the thing I'd like to ask you, though, and that is that now there are two Filipino banks that are licensed to do business here in the United States. One of them is in New York, and one of them is in Los Angeles. Now, my mom lives in LA, not too far from that bank branch. So one of the thoughts was open the bank account here first, and then you have access to the ATM machines in the Philippines from the U.S. bank. So from what I understand is they have to abide by U.S. banking laws. They're, like I said, believe it or not, there are only two that are licensed to do business in the United States. And people have been known to go to those banks, open up bank accounts prior to moving to the Philippines. I just would like to know if you think that's a workable idea also. The classic Bavarian. Oh my goodness. Jessa, that classic Bavarian is their number one selling donut in the world. The Bavarian cream. I love that donut, I'm telling you. But you eat that donut, and guess what's going to happen? You won't be able to eat another meal for the rest of the day because you'll be full. And that donut has a lot of calories in it, as you probably know. Is the best tasting donut, number one selling in the world, from what I understand. Hey, hello. Hey, you should check Mel's channel out, you guys, and Sammy PH. Oh, you live in Caridad. That's right. And the house that Minnie and I are going to be living in is located in, I always mispronounce it. You guys have to help me out. Barangay Candidum. They say, for some reason, that's a difficult barangay for me to pronounce. By the way, Mel, my wife knew you were in Caridad. Oh yeah, they're in Caridad. I don't know how she knew that. Yeah, so that's what I want to do, Randall. I want to direct deposit into that account. And oh, okay, so you're going to be opening an account in PI when you get there. Will work well. Yeah, like I said, there are two banks that you can open accounts at in the United States that are licensed to do business both here and there. And I'm wondering if that's also an alternative, but maybe it's not necessary. And also, I have a son here in Sacramento, and so I was just thinking if I add him as an authorized user on the account, then maybe we're covered in case something goes sideways and I have to send my kid over to the bank to straighten something out, or to forward an ATM card. What happens when ATM cards expire? So the other plan was to get a mail forwarding service in the event that that happens, but it might not be necessary. IMC, shout out. Hey, the homemade donuts I hear are the best. And so I want to try some homemade donuts when I come there to Bye Bye City. Definitely. Yeah, because I hear not only do I want to try them, I want to see if I can figure out how to make them. Maybe I'll open up my own donut stand, call it Danny's Donuts. Or how about this? A better name, Minnie's Donuts. That name works perfectly. We'll just call it Mini Donuts. Oh, really? Yeah. So back in the old days, Jessica, we used to make them by hand. Now they set up regional factories, to make the donuts. They have machines that do it, and they deliver it to the store. It's an interesting thing, but uh, how they do it now, how they used to do it is we used to bake them by hand. We used to make them by hand, and we never could figure out that the profit in the donut shop was not the donut; it was the drinks. Until they figured out that they better set up regional factories that supply all the stores in the area. So now you'll have like one main Dunkin' Donut owner or franchise owner, then they will own several different Dunkin' Donut, and they make the donuts in the factory and then deliver them to the store. Yeah, it's time to make the donuts. I think he passed away a few years ago. Yeah, I miss that. I miss that commercial. But you see, okay, so hey, you're reminding me of something. You're reminding me of something. And that was that I still have this thing that in storage, right, from one of the promotions that Dunkin' Donuts did back in the day. And they came out with this. It's the funniest thing. You're probably gonna laugh, but I hope you'll laugh anyway. But they were introducing these things called munchkins, and they're basically donut holes, and they got licensed through some kind of way through the Wizard of Oz to use the munchkin name. I don't know if they still call them munchkin today, but what happened was they started giving away as a promo these little dolls, and they were munchkin dolls, like a little blow up doll that that you could it was a toy basically, and I still have one in the original box. And I wonder if that thing is worth any money. Somebody told me it's worth something like $800. Oh, I did pronounce it correctly. Okay. All right. Right now it is 7:17 a.m. And why the live stream so early here in the States? Because, well, I couldn't go back to sleep because I drive my wife to work, and then I came back home, and I said, okay, now I guess I do my live stream. Candadnum. Oh, now I get it. I see. Okay. I will say hello to your wife. Are you one of her relatives? I'll ask her about that. The reason why I say that is because here in the States, people move around a lot, but they don't move around so much in the Philippines. Usually if they're born there, they stay there in the province. Very seldom do they go to the big city unless it's work, and then they just familiarize themselves with the little area that they need to for work, and then they come back home often. And so I'm just wondering. I was telling my wife, how many cousins and nephews and nieces and do you have there? And she said hundreds. I mean, everywhere, all over the island there, all over that part of Leyte. Oh, okay, yeah. See, I'm not really the fan of the ATM myself, but here's the thing. If I send some money through Wise to my bank account to my from my bank account in the US, can I send it to the LBC and then pick up the cash at the LBC? That's what I'm curious about. Yeah, they use a machine to make the donuts. They took all the fun out of it. I used to actually bake them myself. Make the dough, roll it out. Yeah, I know how to do that, but it's a lost art, you know. Well, here in California, we have a lot of independent donut shops. They still do it that way, but it's hard to make money because labor is very expensive here, and so it drives the cost of those product up, you know. Oh, there, it's a good idea, Randall. I'm telling you, you have to have several different plans. You have to have the plan A, the plan B, the plan C, the plan D. So here's the thing. I don't know if I mentioned it, but my paperwork is already in for my retirement. It's already in. It's not a done deal. They haven't assigned the retirement specialist yet to the case. So I'm a government worker, so we have to put in our retirement request something like 60 days in advance. And right now they're getting swarmed with requests to retire. I don't know if you know, Randall, what's going on here in California, but they're calling it the Great Resignation. People are leaving the workplace in droves, and it's overwhelming our retirement system in the area where I live. And so the paperwork is in, and so the idea was to retire and then give myself 3 months to work out all the details of visas, passports, transferring of money, whatever I needed to do before the purchasing of computers, what to take over there, razor blades, uh, Levi's, t-shirts, toothpaste, all that stuff has to go in the Balik Bayan boxes before we head out. It's very exciting to me, you know. We love you, Mel. Oh, they do have munchkins in the Philippines. Why miss them? Especially the ones that I don't know if they make the cake ones or the raised donut ones, but I like the ones that have that crunchy peanut like coating on the outside. Those are very tasty. Yes, absolutely. Yep. YouTube has opened up the world, and that's a beautiful thing because, you know, I was talking earlier about this thing called reciprocal altruism, and it's not that I or anybody else has a whole ton of money to share with people, you know, or a whole bunch of things, but I've always practiced it, and so the YouTube community is wide open for that's basically I think how it works. It actually is establishing a new global economy, and I think that that's one of the reasons why folks are leaving the workforce and they're setting up their own uh, self-employment thing, you know, so they can figure out how to make money doing a job that they truly enjoy. And I think we have a lot of people that are very unhappy at the work that they do, you know, and so a lot of people are setting up social media accounts or trying to figure out a way how to make money using that platform or different platforms like Patreon and YouTube and TikTok and the rest of them. And I think it's all a good thing. Yes, that's right. Oh, the factory throws it away. Okay, what I used to do with the stale donuts, the one that people didn't buy, is we had pig farmers that were hanging around, right? And so we would take all the donuts and put them in sacks, and then the pig farmer would come by and pick them up, and then he would feed the old donuts to the pigs. But check this out. Here's what happened to me one day, right? So one day the farmer comes And I see him coming from out of his car, right? And he's carrying a piglet. Oh, and he comes in and he gives it to me. He says, Dan, I had this small, it is the runt of the litter, but as a token of my appreciation, I would love for you to have this pig. This is a true story. I mean, this was back in the days when I lived in upstate New York. So he brings me the pig, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't want to be rude and not accept the pig, but I have no place to put the pig because I was living in a small trailer at the time. So I was in the country, but I had no way of caring for the pig. But I didn't want to insult the farmer and then tell him, oh, oh, I'm so sorry, I can't accept this pig. So I took the pig home, and thankfully, we had a farmer who lived very close by, and I went and I saw the farmer, and I said, hey, would you like to have this pig? And he said, sure, thank you so much, Dan. I really appreciate it. And so he took the pig off my hands, and I was worried about that. I was really worried about that. Mel, it's getting late. It's getting late, Mel. Ah, there you go. Geraldine, Gerald, it looks like it's Geraldine, or is it Geraldine? So, okay, we're gonna. Can you drop a link into the chat? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I certainly will check out her channel and subscribe. Hey, that's one thing that you guys should know about me. I think a lot of you know that if you show up in my chat and you have a channel, I'm gonna go back later. If I haven't already subscribed, you're gonna see me subscribe to your channel. That's the way that YouTube works. That's the way that it should work. But I noticed that not everybody does that. I've joined a lot of channels, and pretty much they ignore mine, and I'm puzzled by that because I thought we were like this big loving family, But apparently, not everybody thinks the same way, And so this is all part of this ideology called, reciprocal altruism. Where you help somebody out and they help you. For sure, most of the people that are members of my channel, they practice that. I've seen it. So that being said, you guys all look for Randall's wife's channel and add her, subscribe to her channel. So Randall, your wife's name, it must be Gerald. It says the way that I read it, Geraldine, but maybe it's Geraldine, like an American name. I'm not sure, but it looks like Geraldine. But feel free to drop the link. There you go. You have a new customer. You have a new subscriber. One of the most altruistic people that I know, Mel here. I truly appreciate you, Mel. Hey, there you go. Thank you for doing that. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, stay home, especially if you're sick. Yeah. Stay home. Yeah, so oh man, congratulations to you. Man, but tell me something, Rand. Are you having all these are you going through the cycle of denial? The retirement thing that you go through, when you first start thinking about it, you make your way through this circle, right? At first you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna retire. Then all of a sudden you start getting you start questioning your decision, then you start getting depressed, and then you start making your way back around to jubilation, and then you're just happy, that you made the right decision. So if you retire, 2/28, the end of February. That's a few days before I go. So anyway, congratulations on your retirement. Shout out to Randall and to Jessa and to Geraldine. That is funny. You're funny. So FL Woods won. Okay, probably can pick up cash at the bank. Can't speak for Bye Bye, but there's a reason most banks have 25 chairs in the lobby. Hey, so let me ask you this question: Why is it Bye Bye Latte instead of Bebe Latte? Listen, I don't want to open up that can of worms. Let's go back to talking about the 25 chairs in the lobby. I didn't know that because I haven't had the occasion to walk into a bank, because all I had to do was go, like when I had to retrieve money in the Philippines, it was no problem because I just went to the Citibank teller when I was in Cebu. You know, I still plan on moving a little bit back and forth between the province and the city so that I can access healthcare. I don't know what your guys' plans are really for that. But you know, my wife and I were always getting in this conversation about healthcare. And I was just trying to explain to her, I mean, because she looks at going back to the Philippines, at accessing healthcare being a very, very big deal. But thing is, you know, I try to explain to her, you have world-class healthcare in the major cities. And whatever province has a teaching hospital, you're also in great shape also. And there are a lot, as people know, you have a lot of options, you know, for medical care in the Philippines, but you have to kind of locate yourself regionally, you know, where there's hospitals down there in Dumaguete that are great hospitals and they're very accessible. In Cebu, obviously, they're building a new one, or they have built one in Bye Bye Leyte. We're going to check it out. And so you're only 2 hours away from Cebu at Bye Bye and using the fast ferry. So I've been talking to my wife, you know, I said, what's wrong with us spending 6 months in the province, 6 months in the city, and then we're accessible to brilliant healthcare, internationally accredited healthcare, 50% of the time. Hello, Jess and Mel. Oh, Jessa. Okay. Is Geraldine Zook. Jessa. Thank you. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you just reminded me that those were great. So yeah, I don't know if they make those. Oh, so the jelly filled were made out of raised donut mix, not the cake. But I understand today they fill jelly into the cake mix, and it just doesn't taste the same. You know, I would rather have the raised filled ones. You know, it's like a mini jelly donut. Those were so good. Thanks for reminding me of that. They don't have them in the Philippines though, because they're difficult to handle and to fill with jelly. But man, they would be a bestseller, a number one seller. Oh, beautiful. Randall's, I am already connected to your beautiful wife, sir, and I'm commenting her ultrasound video. And we'll definitely visit. Hey, we'll visit your wife's YouTube channel also. Feel free to drop a link. Daily live streams in the house. Man, okay. I'm getting behind. Okay, should have posted them. All right, it's probably already posted because I'm so far behind. Okay, so I have a PayPal account. All right, now here's the thing. All right, PayPal generally is great for transferring money to. It's amazing, but I try. If you have a PayPal account and I'm feeling altruistic, money's going to show up in your PayPal account from me. But here's the thing. Here in the States, when people transfer into our account starting in 2022, the tax man wants a piece of it. And so they're making PayPal report money that's going into that PayPal account. We have to report it starting this tax year. And so if people want to send me money and it exceeds 600 American dollars, I will automatically get what's called a 1099-K form in the mail the following year when it comes tax time in 2023. I have to pay taxes or explain where that money came from. He's watching. Okay, he's watching the billiard games. Okay, I got you. And then you cash out, right? Where do you cash out? What bank will cash out your PayPal? Or do you use your PayPal card in the ATM? That's kind of what I'm curious about. So if you have an ATM card, which I do, then I can go to the ATM machine and I could pull cash out that people sent me. So if you're in the Philippines, how do you do that? Do you do it the same way? And if you're from the United States and you have a PayPal card issued in the United States and you try and take out of the ATM in the Philippines, will they freeze your account until you could explain what's going on? So they make sure that you're not being scammed or frauded. Oh, thanks for that. Hmm. Oh, it won't open without moderator. Okay, moderator has to give the okay to approve the link drop. And so if one of you who are moderating today, Mel, do you know how to do that? Do you know how to open it? The link? Okay, give them the moderator. Okay, let me see if I can. Okay, I got my phone. Let's see. And let's see, Randall. Where are you, Randall? Okay, so I added you guys as moderators. Okay, you're scared to death already delayed at once. Start collecting Social Security in March. Just turned 62 a few days ago. Yeah, so yeah, I know. I know the feeling. And so that's kind of what I'm talking about. But apparently we all go through it. Every person I've talked to has told me the same thing, that it's a very scary process. And then after you get through it, they said, "Oh, everything works out just fine." They're elated, and then I know, Randall, we're not gonna be worrying about finding stuff to do. We got plenty of stuff to do, and so the idea of working and losing your identity as a worker, as an employed person, will go away very, very quickly because we're going to be distracted by having to do all these other things. But yeah, it's a scary process. It's a scary process. And so just so people know, if you're getting close to retiring and you're in the US, Once you apply for Social Security, you apply for it 60 days before the date um, that you're going to start receiving it. I believe that's what it is. 60 days, and you start receiving it 1 month later after your start date. So, and it's the first day of your birthday month and then they have dates based on your birthday when you get your first check. Right. So it's a 1 month delay, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong about that, but so they told me, so it's 1 month after the first day of your birthday month, and then you'll get the check. In my case, the first week of April, because my birthday, the first week of May, if my birthday falls during the first week of April. That's kind of what I understand how it works. Very complicated. Still not sleepy yet. Let's see, what time is it there now? So it's got to be 10, it's got to be 10 or 11:40, something like that. Not in the Philippines yet. I'm on the way. So the retirement is going to happen in March, and the reason why it happens in March is because they have a cost of living adjustment that they give every July 1st if you're a government employee. I didn't want to miss out on that cost of living adjustment, so you're kind of forced to retire when you at the end of March. So if you're a government employee and you have a government pension, most of them work this way. They always give you what's called a raise or cost of living adjustment on July 1st or June 1st or July 1st. So in order to get it though, you have to retire by March of the same year. Sometimes it's earlier depending on what other kind of pension plans you have, but and I'm not sure Social Security works the same way. But we just got a big raise in Social Security, something like 5.9%. We're lucky here in the States, right? Because we get, Social Security if you're age 62 or older, and then sometimes we also have a pension. Sometimes it's a private pension, and sometimes it's a public pension. So you never look back. I bet life is beautiful for you. Yeah, I hope that I transition nicely, but I've been struggling mentally with the whole thing. Not that much. As time goes by, see, like when I decided to do it was one thing, and then when I actually submitted the paperwork, that's another, and then applying for Medicare, that's another, and so all this stuff affects you a certain way. It makes you start thinking about, am I making the right decision, stuff like that. But hell's sakes, I'm 65 years old. I know people say 65 is the new 50 or the new 40. I truly am a believer that I know people that they plan on working until they're 80. Listen, I have no problem with that whatsoever. If you want to work, all those years, it's up to you. If you enjoy your work, and it keeps you happy. If you're happy doing what you're doing, you want to work that long, keep working. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it whatsoever. But I also noticed something else, and that was that the people that are working the longest, are the people that never got they're a little bit short on getting out and taking a look at the world to see what's out there, what opportunities are out there, that sort of thing. Once you start traveling around, you see the lives that other people live, then you start losing interest in the idea of working forever. I noticed. You see that things don't operate culturally the same way that they do in the United States. And you start coming back with ideas, or I did at least. I'm not saying everybody does, that there's something twisted about the way we do things here in this country. I'm talking about in the United States, If the United States is so right about the way we live and the economy and all this other stuff, then why is it that the rest of the world isn't doing it the way that we do it here in the States? I ask that question. Yes, Sacramento, California. Yeah, yeah, that's probably right. Yeah. The beautiful thing about Social Security and about a pension is that it gets transferred to your wife upon your death. And so there, if you look at other YouTube channels, for example, they talk a lot about, you know, what's your wife going to be doing after you're gone, for support. We're talking about basically how are they going to be supported, And so there's been a little bit of criticism of some YouTube bloggers because they haven't publicly made public how they're going to be able to support their wives or their partners or Filipino partners once they reach their the end of their life. And so this is a very important subject I found because generally speaking, if a Filipino is married to a foreigner, they're married to an older foreigner because what are they doing in the Philippines? They're in the Philippines because they're retired, and so they wanted a comfortable retirement, and they know they won't have to struggle so much if they move to a country where it's not so expensive as it is in the West. And so a lot of these guys end up meeting the love of their life. They end up getting married, and then they fall a little bit. Some of them fall a little bit short on how to figure out, how we're going to make sure that that my wife is going to be able to sustain herself upon my passing. A lot of people don't like to talk about that, There you go, new subscriber. You'll probably gain 10 or 15 new subs just by being here today. Yeah, I figured that. I figured they only had cake munchkins there. Yeah, but Krispy Kreme is so expensive and small here. Yeah, I've heard that. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Thank you for subbing. Hey, Ruby. How are you? Thanks for joining the live stream. We truly appreciate it. Good evening. Hey, is it late where you're at, Ruby? Where where are you exactly? Ah. Okay, it's PayPal the Gcash. Okay, I got it. So now I don't know much about Gcash, but I've heard other people talk about it. So is Gcash what I'm wondering is Gcash available app for everybody all over the world, or is it just in the Philippines? All right, hey Mel, thanks so much because you put the missing piece to this puzzle. So you transfer from the PayPal account to the Gcash, and then you take your Gcash card and then you go through the bank account, or you cash it out at the store because all the stores there accept Gcash. Ah, I love it. Thank you so much. I'm excited because that will be one of the plans. That could be now one of the plans of how to move money from the States through PayPal to the Gcash account. And I think that this is the first time that somebody has told me this, and I haven't seen this on this much detail on anybody else's YouTube channel. Thanks, Mel, because this might be a video. This might end up being another 10-minute video. Oh, did you visit the house? How's it looking? Oh, I think I know who you are, Ruby. That's right. I think I know who you are. So I think my memory is starting to fade. Sometimes I'll be sitting here and I'll go, Ruby, let's see. All right. Thank you. YouTube's #1. Don't ever change. All right. Transfer the money after PayPal. Transfer to your bank account. You can cash out the money. We use that transaction for easy spending money. It's easy withdrawal, but you have to have the bank has to be a PayPal partner. And you have to find out which, if you're going to do it direct like that, though, you have to have a bank that's a PayPal partner. So here's how I know. I sent 1 or 2 people money to their PayPal account in the Philippines, and they told me that they were unable to access it. That the partner bank, that they didn't have a partner bank in the small province that they were located in. And so I'm not sure that's true or not. But GCash is everywhere in the Philippines, if I'm not mistaken, right? So I know they're partner banks in the Philippines. I just don't know which ones they are. I think someone told me Union Bank is a PayPal partner, but I'm not sure about that. Copy the link and repost it. Okay. Fleetwood's #1 wife. Rubylicious. Okay. There you go. And there's the link. Thank you for doing that. We truly appreciate it. From Leyte, and I love the island of Leyte. So here's the thing about Leyte. So, oh man, whenever I mention that I'm going to Bye Bye Leyte or I'm going to Leyte, they say, I know that Leyte gets its share of typhoons. This anomaly, this Odette thing. Oh my gosh, I think it was an anomaly. I don't think it happens very often that you get that kind of a huge storm. But whenever I say I'm going to the island of Leyte, the response is usually, if you're in the States, right, the response from the person that you're talking to is usually, oh, Leyte, they get hit a lot by a typhoon, but yeah, it does. But we've had a couple of typhoons recently in Leyte that they were devastating, to both Ormoc and Tacloban, and then this most recent one that wiped out a lot of the provinces in the South Leyte. But generally speaking, yeah, they hit Leyte and Samar a lot, but they don't cause this kind of damage. We love Leyte. Leyte is becoming a destination island for a bunch of reasons. Expats love it because of its proximity to Cebu, and they love it because it's cheaper to live there. It's in between living in the province and living in the city. It's somewhere in the middle. I love Ormoc, and I haven't been to Tacloban yet. I'm going to visit the MacArthur Monument when I get there. But Samar is also becoming very, very popular. You have a lot of expats going in there, and they love the beaches and they want to live on the beach. But hey, Leyte and Samar, they get hit by typhoon a lot, and people know this, but they usually don't get hit by devastating typhoon like Odette. Hey, there's nothing better than taking a walk along the seawall in Bye Bye City Leyte or in the plaza. And I mean, can you imagine going to church in the church that was built in in the 1800s? I mean, it's amazing to me. I mean, it's very exciting. Wow, we're not that far apart in birthdays there. So, 4th Wednesday of the month, Some months that's 5 weeks. Okay, oh, I see, because it's towards the end of the month. So I'm at the beginning of the month, and so I should receive my payment in the first Wednesday of the month, something like that. Well, hey, we're all related. We're all Filipino under the skin. That's my line. We're all Filipinos under the skin. Hey, you guys know that my last name is a very popular Filipino name. It's not as popular as others, but my last name Herrera is over there, in the Philippines. And so you have Herrera, Herrero, and Hera. There are a whole bunch of different names that are part of the of Herrera, the Herrera name family. And so that's my name, and that means that I'm Filipino. It is a small world. It's a small world, and the internet is making it even smaller. And that means that the opportunities become greater for people. Like, for example, I was reading an article that says if they can't find laborers to work here in the United States because everybody is leaving the workforce, they're going to start hiring people from overseas that have computers and have Wi-Fi. Hey, I think most of you know, but in Bye Bye City Leyte, they're getting ready to put in the fastest internet connections in the entire world are going to be there in Bye Bye City Leyte. I don't know if you guys know that. It's going to be as fast as any internet connection on the entire planet. I mean, we're talking about high speed stuff. Once Elon Musk gets those satellites operating, the Philippines is going to explode economically. The Philippines is totally prepared, is totally going to be ready for the industrialization of the entire planet. It's going to be a global economy. And the reason why is because you don't have to spend time over there putting lines in the ground and all this other crap, because everything is going to be satellite. It'll be satellite to tower and then tower straight to your house. That's how it's going to work in the Philippines. Oh man, I'm falling way behind in the chat. Okay, so Cagayan de Oro, man, that's a nice place. Oh, what can I say? I have a wife who's from Bye Bye, and I've been to Mindanao. I haven't been to CDO, but I've been to Davao, Tagum City, and what's the island? Samal Island, and I love it down there. I absolutely love it. Hey, by the way, if you guys don't know Mel, I'm going to tell you something that I've learned about her, right? She's the most nicest, one of the nicest YouTubers, and she'll help you with anything if you need help. And she's very intelligent, and she has a great singing voice. And you'll get to know her really quickly by going to her channel. She's a big time YouTube supporter. I'm loving reading these comments. Oh, you're using Gcash, sir. So if someone friends me on PayPal, I transfer it through Gcash. I cash in and cash out in the Gcash store. Okay. You guys have truly been very, very helpful, giving me ideas of how to handle the money. I shouldn't be nervous. I think now I'm not so nervous about it. I think I'm getting the hang of the way it works. And so I truly appreciate it. Eddie, okay, it's only $1.99 to transfer from Wells Fargo to BDO. Now you see, I wondered about that. See, they have Wells Fargo in the Philippines, in Manila, but that's their institutional division, you know. Hey, I don't know. While I'm on this subject, you know, I have all this stuff floating around in my head, and I hate speaking out of turn, um, but Wells Fargo. Well, it was my wife has a Wells Fargo account. I've been telling her I don't know, you know, I don't know if this will work out so well. But now you're telling me you can transfer to BDO. They're probably one of their partner banks, and I'm going to definitely check this out because maybe it won't be necessary for my wife to close the account. That she'll be able to just transfer the money from her Wells Fargo bank account. Yeah, but we love you. Stop center. Okay, around 7 a.m. Oh, thank you so much. You guys are so generous with your time. I truly appreciate it. I mean, we got a good group of subscribers going on, so I'm very, very pleased about that. Oh, thanks so much, Randall. I truly appreciate you saying that. Yes, that's what it should be about. Actually, absolutely, that's what it should be about. I mean, also Sammy PH. I don't know if you've ever been in Sammy's PH's, but I mean, you know, when Sammy live streams, I got to tell you something. The love just like flows right through the television set. You know, it's amazing. That was the first thing that caught my attention about Sammy PH's live stream. You know, was that the love just comes through the screen. You know, and the same thing with Mel. I mean, it's amazing. You know, it's amazing what goes on in this community. Yes, I'm telling you, we have a lot of haters out there. Um, they keep telling me, "What are you moving? What are you moving there? What are you moving there for? Why move to the Philippines?" You know. And so the thing about the Philippines is that well, I'll tell you what, I'll bet, I'll bet you folks that are either living there now, you Westerners are either living there now or you're planning on moving there. It's because when you landed there the first time, you had the same experience that I did. So you come out of the airport and you start taking that cab through town, you just have this feeling, this overwhelming feeling of home. That's what happened to me, you know. And I talked to quite a few people who tell me that they had that same experience happen to them. You know, they were overwhelmed with the kindness of the people, the smiles on everybody's face, and the idea that they had stepped through a time machine. And I think for me it happened because I remember the feeling growing up in the small town that I grew up in outside of Los Angeles. It was only a small community of maybe 30,000 people where I grew up. Believe it or not, now it's huge. Now it has 500,000 people. At the time, it's a very, very small community. And that's from that small community. I remember going downtown, going through to the public market, going to the small independently owned businesses. And when I first got to the Philippines the first time way back, I can't even remember, the first year was probably 2006. I was overwhelmed with the feeling of home, that I had arrived home. Ah, beautiful. Thank you so much for hanging around. My wife is working, and that's why I do the live on so early in the morning, because usually I can't go back to sleep. She works really early in the morning. I drive her to work, and so it's just around the corner from where the apartment is. And so it only takes me like maybe 10 minutes drive, and then turn around, come back. And then I decided, oh, I can't go back to sleep, so I'll start doing live streams and see how that goes. And so, good wife, sir. Yes. And I'm sure you are as well. Yeah, and so that's the amazing thing. But I got to tell you something, yeah, she's always been very hardworking, and most Filipinos are, right? But here's the thing. When I started talking about, oh man, maybe it's time to go home, she was like there. She wanted to go, let's go. There's a huge difference between, I know a lot of people that live in the Philippines, they're always talking about wanting to come to the West, right? But I got to tell you something. Once you get here and you realize how hard you have to work and how much your time is taken away from working, and you have a little less time for enjoyment of life, you start looking for a way out. And so earlier when Minnie first came to the Philippines, things were a little bit different. Life was a little bit easier. But I got to tell you something. Things have really changed here in the West in the past few years, not only because of the COVID, because of the economy, because of housing, the way it works. Life is it's not as enjoyable as it used to be. And so I got to tell you, I'm happy for you if you want to come here to the West, but I think my wife would tell you that it's time to go back home. That we've reached that point of critical mass where it's no longer fun being here, and we need a new and exciting adventure. And so I got to tell you, it was not difficult to convince my wife that it's time to go. It's time to go back home. Yes, it's nice to meet you. I truly appreciate you. That's the other thing. They're excellent in budgeting. I'm not worried about um, coming there and then not having enough money to live. But yeah, it's true. Minnie has always been that way. She's always been very, very good in budgeting, very good in keeping things organized. Anybody that knows Minnie knows that about her. She was always very good, and that's most Filipinas. They're very good at running the household. I know that once we get there, I don't have to worry about anything, because she is very good at organizing everything and getting everything done. Yes, we're praying that your country is going to be okay. But thing is, it has a very, very bright future. That's what you have to look forward to. And the difference between living in the Philippines and living in America is very simple. And that is that, in my mind's eye, it's very simple. And that is this: America operates with a culture of fear. They fear the population in the United States into working, into buying things, into doing this and doing that. And in the Philippines, we live in this thing called a culture of hope. There is always hope for the future in the Philippines. And that's the difference. And since I've been both places a lot, I can tell you, take my word for it, huge difference in the culture. In America, they operate, in the West in general, they operate under the umbrella of fear for the future. They make you feel insecure. They make you feel insecure about your health. They make you believe that you'll live forever if you have great health care, and you have to keep working and working and working and working. And it's impossible to keep up with it. It's impossible. And so sometimes you have to think about removing yourself. And the way you do that is you go to the Philippines and you experience the love and the energy and a new culture that is family centered. It's centered around family and hope for the future. And that's why the Philippines is one of the best places on the planet that I have ever visited, and I have been a lot of places. I know. A lot of people are suffering because of the pandemic, and there used to be plenty of work for all kinds of different work, and now it's all gone away. But now, here's the thing: you keep on doing what you're doing, and everything is gonna be just fine. Because people generally, if they're altruistic, and the people in the West are going to help people in the East that need help, and the proof is in the YouTube community. And so all you have to do is keep the faith, and great things are going to happen. It is guaranteed. And I know how difficult it is now, but I guarantee you it's going to improve. I don't have a crystal ball. I just know it's going to improve, because you're causing it to happen just by being here. You're causing those things to happen just because you're here. And Mel, the thing that's impressive about you and others is, even if you don't have the subject matter that you want to discuss on your live streams, you realize that the most important thing is to push the broadcast button so people can see your smiling face and hear the song that you're singing that morning. I'm going to tell you something. That is the key. That's very, very important. Very important. So I want you guys to keep the faith, because there's hope for the future. Because the Filipino people, they're the most resilient people on the planet. Everyone that's ever been there, they know this. Well, I want to wish you guys a nice evening or morning. I'm heading out and ending the live broadcast. Thank you so much for joining. And I truly appreciate all of you for being here. Have a nice day, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Love you all.